What's up, guys? Average Kiwi Guy here. How y'all doing? So, Flash today. Whoo! Big episode. Big episode. Big reveal. Very, very cool. But there were signs along the way, and we'll get into that. But you guys know the drill. This is big spoilers. This is big season spoilers. So if you have not seen this episode, I suggest you go watch it. Then come on back and you'll know what we're talking about. And I don't ruin like a big reveal for you. I don't want to ruin anyone's day or ruin anyone's viewing pleasure. So please go and go watch it and then come on back and then you'll know what we're talking about. We know what we're meaning, okay? All right. So season spoilers incoming. All right. So Savitar, the big reveal. They definitely hinted at it last episode. They got it this time. They did it this time. And it definitely was interesting. And it made sense in the end. Like, when you think back, you realize, like, oh, why didn't I think of that? Like, I honestly didn't even think of Future Flash. And I should have. Because now that you look back at things, there's like even scenes that look like what they look like in the comics when they're fighting, that both fighting each other. And there's he constantly says like, "I am the future Flash." Like he's the way he says it sounds like he's like saying I'm the future, but he's actually saying I'm future Flash. I'm the future Flash, and he says it constantly. It's like, and I'm sure a lot of you did. A lot of you that are far brighter than I am. So congratulations to you. I mean, I only caught on to it really when they got into the warehouse with like with Frost and Tracy Brand and all that, and Cecile. By the way, I'm glad Joe got his love life sorted. I'm like, bro, don't go that damn stereotypical way that all superhero related characters do, which is, I'm going to push you away because that's protecting you. No, it's not. It's just going to make them pissed off and probably become a target anyway. So you might as well keep them close. So I'm glad Joe came to his senses and Cecile's all good. I mean, that was a little bit of a side quest thing, I think. But anyway, the Future Flash stuff. Basically what they've done is they've taken two Flash villains and merged them together. And they can kind of do that because Savitar, there is no real name for him outside of his suit. No one really knows who he is. And, he's just this random guy, this random test pilot who's supersonic when he got struck by lightning and he became Savitar. That's what happened. And, that means that you can make him anyone you want. So they've basically took Future Flash, who becomes a killer for a whole different, reasons. Basically, Future Flash starts killing people because he blames himself for Wally West's death. And he needs to collect up enough speed and like build up his speed to go back in time to stop it. And he does that by killing all of his enemies. So he kills them all. He kills the rogues, he kills them all. And that essentially turns him into a villain, and he comes back and he tries to sacrifice Barry, and there's a lot of different stuff that happens. A lot of different stuff. So they've combined those two together to make this one villain. And it kind of works. It does kind of work. I mean, it's going to be interesting to see what his overall reasons are for this. Like, if he's future Barry, and we don't know how far in the future, because Future Flash is 20 years ahead of the current Flash. So we don't quite know where he's going to sit. Because I was thinking like, oh, if he's from the future, shouldn't he look older? And it's like, but wait. Speedsters, I don't think would age the same way. Because it's kind of like Wolverine. You know how Wolverine's always healing? And that stops him from aging so much? I think that would be the same thing with speedsters. Their metabolism, their regenerative powers would heal them, and they would actually age at a slower rate. So that's what I would probably consider their reasons for being that. But this, I'm wondering what his overall, why is he doing this sort of thing? Is it the Wally thing? Like, does he want to save Wally in the future, but in the future that Barry went to, he was the one who basically destroyed Wally? So I think that might be out. It can't be to save Iris because he kills Iris. There's something we're not seeing yet. Something he hasn't told us. And I don't know if... My worry is that they'll turn him into a misunderstood hero. Like, he's doing this for a good reason, but he's doing bad things to get it done, sort of thing. And, they'll try and guilt trip him, and he'll turn from a villain into like, oh, I'm sorry, I was a bad guy, I'm gonna go back to my time now and be good. Like, I don't want that to happen. I want him to stick to his guns, go hard at Flash, be a villain and make Flash beat you. That's what I want. I don't want any of this sob story, like guilt trip, trying to get Iris to change him, because technically he's still Barry, so he should have that connection to Iris. I don't want that. I want him to go hard at Team Arrow, go at them, be a villain, and make Flash beat you. That's what I want. So hopefully. Now, is he the current Barry future? Like, is it him? Because in the, how they do, like, previously on The Flash, they were going on about how he created time remnants of himself to try and beat Savitar in the first place. Is he a time remnant? Because he said he almost killed every single one of them. That could be the burn marks on the side of his face. Like, is this a time remnant that had gone and, basically either jumped to the future, or he's, been going in between times to build up his power? And that's what's happened. But in that sense, like, wouldn't the Black Flash be after him? The Speed Force itself would be after him because he's a time remnant. And it would be like Legends of Tomorrow with Eobard. Eobard had the same thing. He couldn't stay in one place too long because the Black Flash would come after him. So I'm probably going away from that theory that he's a time remnant, because, yeah, that whole reason. The entire Speed Force would be after him because of being a time remnant. And he looks quite happy to stay in one spot for a decent amount of time. So, yeah. But overall, like, him being Future Flash, I think it's a good turn. I think it's a way for them to bring in another Flash villain, and I would call him a villain. Future Flash, killed a lot of people, so I think he's a more interesting villain. And I love the whole thing that basically Future Barry is so fast, and he's built up so much electrical discharge. Like, when he runs so fast that he needs that suit to basically control that electrical force, like the Speed Force, to where it needs to go. So that suit is the only way that he sort of works properly as a speedster now, because he's got so much speed in him. And that's why, his lightning's blue and he's got all this. He's just got so much speed. I love how that the suit's the only way he can really be at his peak now. So, but I would like to see a black and blue Flash suit. Like, that's what I want. I want to, the Future Flash look. I want that. I think to have normal Flash and, Future Flash going at it as, in their suits, in the in the Flash suits, not the Savitar suit, going at it at the final episode. I want that. I really do. I think that would be really cool. But yeah, that's my hope. That's my hope. Now, probably my favorite scene out of this entire season happened in this episode, and that was the fight with Killer Frost, where she basically used the ice bridge. she went Frozone on everything. She like that whole ice bridge thing where she was swirling around and it was going through the city and Flash was trying to hurt her into places. That's what I want to see. That's like a full-on superhero, supervillain battle, going everywhere, doing all that stuff. That was awesome. That's what I've wanted to see out of Flash for a while now, is something like that. Something a little more, comic-y, I guess. And I think Killer Frost is a good person to do it with because of her ability to create the ice bridges. And damn, like, you never saw that coming out of the other Killer Frost, the Earth 2 one. You didn't see that. You saw it out of this one. You saw it, she's got control of her powers and she's doing pretty good things with it. And I loved that scene. I thought that scene was fantastic. I thought it was so cool. I would like to have seen Flash go at her more, but I get the whole point of it was to get Cisco to knock her out, even though he didn't. I got problems with that too. And yeah, he's that whole scene just kind of took me back to like a comic, that scene, those sort of scenes, the superhero movie type thing. It was definitely that way. I really liked it. I think there's a really good use of her ice powers. That Incredibles Frozone sort of deal. I thought that was cool. I thought that was really cool, and I liked it a lot. I think it was fantastic. But that whole Killer Frost thing with Cisco, and Cisco not wanting to attack her in any way. He has never once been concerned about how much power comes out of his vibes. Never. Have you ever heard of him going, "Oh, I hope I don't really hurt someone"? You went at Gypsy, no problem. You had no issues blasting her. But suddenly when it comes to Caitlyn, who's freaking Killer Frost right now, who can't really be hurt, her body regenerates, you suddenly think you can hurt her really badly? Like, going on like, "Oh, I have 2 loaded guns right here, and I don't never know if I'm gonna..." Dude, you've had your powers for ages. You've just gotten into the fact of using your powers more, and now you question it? I did not click with that at all. I was like, come on. Dude, now you're just using that to, sort of bleed out this Killer Frost story, to try and, make her be on the run for a longer period of time, so that she's still out there, like it's something for the team to go after and to sort of vibe after, that sort of thing. I was just like, no. It's like, come on. It just seems a bit silly. It seemed a bit silly and a bit pointless. And I'm glad he kind of flipped the switch back at the end after Julian kind of pep talked him. There was a lot of pep talks in this episode, guys. I was like, okay, we get it. People need boosts. I get it, but come on. But yeah, I was like glad that he kind of got back in there and he went at them and went at Killer Frost and proved he's actually pretty damn powerful. So yeah, I was glad that he came around to his senses. And then I guess the Tracy Brand stuff. Tracy Brand, I think she's just going to be another character. She's definitely nothing special. She's a little weird. But they said she was going to be a little weird. She's just another genius to join the group, I think. There's a lot of brain power in that group now. And I think she's just another one. Like I said, I liked her whole premise of Savitar, like how his suit works, the strange metal and everything, and how they're going to use his sort of electromagnetic, the static, discharge that he gives off, basically use that to trap them, which would essentially trap him in the Speed Force. So I'm glad they kind of got that stuff. But she seemed just like another genius joining the group. And we all know she was going to join the group. It's like, come on, seriously, like you have to. It's not a thing. And she's a love interest for HR. So at least it lets HR focus in on someone, like gives him a little bit of a connection with someone, because honestly, I think HR has been very much lost in this. Well, he seems lost, you know? He has no real purpose with the group. He has no real purpose with the stories of anything. There's nothing connecting him to anything. There's no big secret about him. Like, we thought like there might be a more, you know, sort of nefarious reason why he's there. No, he's just kind of an idiot, really. And, you know, really the old, like Harry had more reason to be there than what HR has. So at least Tracy gives him a reason to sort of have a purpose there. So that's all right. Yeah, her other stuff just was just okay. It was okay. But yeah, I mean, like, just the big stuff. The big stuff being the Savitar stuff. Um, like I said, I like it. I like the whole Future Flash thing. It's going to be interesting to see how they explain his reason for what he's doing. Because that whole, like, you know, person, like, people without love, like, I don't know how, you know, how Barry came to this conclusion. Technically, he's the reason why he would be without love, so why are you coming back and killing Iris to force Barry to do something? I don't know. There has to be a bigger reason to all this, and we will. I think we'll get it. I think it's gonna come along, but it's getting there. This is the problem with Flash. Sometimes it just takes them a while to build to something, like build up to what they're trying to say, and what they're trying to get us to get. You know, like, guys, we get it. You know, we know what you're getting to. Maybe just shorten up by an episode, bring it to us now, so you can flesh out the aftermath of it a little bit more. But overall, I think this episode was a pretty strong one. I think it had a pretty good thing to it. A little too many pep talks. Like I said, I was glad that Joe figured out, like, don't do the secret thing. Don't do the secret thing. Don't hold on to the secrets. Just tell the damn lady you love her. Move on. You know, keep her close. Tell her about. You tell everyone else. Yeah, everyone else tells everyone else about that Barry's the Flash. So why not tell the DA? You know, she's a good friend to have. She's a good friend to have. And yeah, like I said, the ice bridge battle I thought was fantastic. I really loved that part. The whole stuff with Cisco, like, come on, dude. You know you can control your powers. Let's not throw this whole, oh, I'm suddenly very worried about my powers. Please, come on. Interesting to see why they sent Wally off to Earth 3 to see Jesse. Just because. I mean, I guess the guy needs a break, so send him off there. I mean, it's not like Killer Frost is on the loose and Savitar is on the loose and your sister's gonna die in like a month. I don't know. I think that was just. I think he just couldn't be in the episode probably, so they gave him an excuse. So that was fine. And yeah, I think, you know, the Tracy Brand stuff we need to see. We need to see with her. The first impression was like, yeah, she's just another genius joining the group. There's a lot of brain power. There's just a lot of brain power in Team Flash. A little more than Team Arrow, I would say. A little more. I think they need to share it out a little bit. But yeah, overall though, I'm very excited. I'm very excited for the final confrontation that we're going to get with Flash and Future Flash. Hopefully that battle's really cool. Like I said, hopefully we get a Future Flash suit. You know, the blue, like the sort of dark blue with the lights blue lightning and everything. I'd be all into that. I'd be all into that. I think that would be very cool. But yeah. Yeah, alright guys, I think that's going to be it for us. Thank you very much for watching. Make sure to hit that subscribe button down there. Thank you to everyone who has. Guys, the subs have been out of this world. Thank you very much. Also, go check us out on Twitch, twitch.tv/TheAverageKiwiGuy. We do a whole bunch of gaming stuff up there, so go hit that follow button. Then you'll know when we go live. And also follow us on Twitter, Instagram. It's Average Kiwi Guy there. You know how to find me. You know how to find me. All right, guys. That's it for us. I'll catch us next time. Peace. Bye.